We're going to be taking a look at our school-wide policies here at East Stanislaus High School in Oakdale, California. And we'll start by talking about our grading periods. So at most traditional schools, the semester grades are the final grades, and most schools operate on a quarterly system, which means that the students receive a report card at the quarter, but the grade isn't really final until the semester, meaning that the quarter grade carries over to the semester, and where the semesters are 18 weeks in length. What we do here is we have 6 grading periods that are 6 weeks long. We call them blocks, and they average 30 days. Now, some actually may be a little bit shorter, as short as 27 days, and I think the longest I've ever seen us extend a grading period has been out to 34 days. But in general, they're usually somewhere between 27 and 32 days in length for an average of 30 days. Our block grades are final, and they do not carry over to the next grading period. We like this format. We feel it serves our students well because it allows them to get a fresh start every 6 weeks. So, for example, if you had a student in a traditional quarterly system where, let's say, they earn an A in the first grading period, or at the quarter, but then let's say somewhere in the second quarter they really tank and they end up getting an F and they fail at the semester. Well, that student would receive no credit and would be left stuck with the F for the semester grade, even though they had an A on their quarter report card. Or you could have a student who got an F in the first quarter, and because that F carries over into the second quarter, it could drag them down, making it virtually impossible for them to earn a passing grade at the semester. Here, when we have a student that earns an A in a grading period, that the credits earned go right to their transcript, and it's like money in the bank. They can't lose it even if they perform poorly the next grading period. But also it allows students to get a fresh start. If they tank during one grading period and get an F in the class and get no credit, they don't have that F dragging them down as they start the next grading period. They get a chance to start over. We also handle our grading here a little bit differently. Here at East Stanislaus High School, we have a variable credit policy, which is a common feature for continuation high schools. Our students may earn up to 2.5 credits per block in each class. Now, this is for a general class. We do have some classes known as independent projects classes where students may work usually on elective courses or non-course subject classes where they can work at a little bit faster rate and could earn up to 7.5 credits per grading period. But in a regular class, we have a max of 2.5 credits, with some exceptions for students who are really doing an outstanding job. We tie those grades to the credits earned in the manner you see here. An A equals 2.5 credits, a B equals 2 credits, a C equals 1.5, and a D equals 1 credit, with an F earning 0 credits. Now, if we compare this to a more traditional model, in most traditional schools, a student who earns an A, let's say the student is a real overachiever, and that student not only earns an A in the class, but they've gone over and above, have done extra work, and have actually earned more than 100% in the class. Well, they would receive an A credit, or an A grade, an A plus, but at the semester, they would still just get 5 credits. And a student who earns a D minus sliding through by the narrowest of margins, just barely passing the class, would also get 5 credits. While their letter grade would be significantly lower, the amount of credits earned would be the same. We don't think this is very fair, especially to the students who are achieving at a high level. So, by us tying the letter grades to the credits, a student who earns higher grades can accelerate their rate of acquiring credits towards graduation. For example, many classes here have a 10-credit requirement. Classes such as biology or U.S. history or world history or earth science or even most math classes. There's a 10-credit requirement in specific subjects. Now, math actually has a higher requirement, and so does English, but they're really based upon the number of years. A full year is 10 credits. Well, a student enrolled in a traditional model would have to pass both semesters to earn 10 credits. A student here who averages A's or B's can accelerate that and complete their credits in a shorter amount of time. For example, a student who is enrolled in a class with a 10-credit requirement, if they earn A's through 4 consecutive grading periods, they would have met that 10-credit requirement to have completed the class only 2/3 of the way through the school year. Or a student who has averaged B's throughout 5 grading periods would have earned their 10 credits after 5 out of the 6 grading periods, still leaving them the final 6 weeks to work on another class. However, students who are operating or earning below that, if you're averaging a 1.5 or lower, then it's going to take you a little bit longer. So for students earning C's, it will take them a little over a year to complete that credit. Students earning a D will take them a lot longer, and students earning F's obviously are making no progress. But we still feel that this situation allows students to accelerate and provides motivation for students to achieve higher levels. Electronics. Students are expected to follow all class, school, and district policies regarding the use of electronics. School electronics, such as computers and Chromebooks, which are provided by the school, are to be used only as instructed by your teachers. Headphones, earbuds, and the like are only allowed for use with school electronics when necessary for school work. Otherwise, they need to be put away and out of sight. Phones and other personal electronic devices can only be used before school, at break, or after school. While in the classroom, these devices must be off and put away out of sight. We use a progressive system for violations of these policies. For a first offense, you will have to turn in their phone and will be unable to retrieve it until the end of the day. For a second offense, they will have to wait for a parent to come and pick it up. And for a third violation, that will result in suspension from school. And the penalties go up from there. We do maintain a very strict policy with regards to electronics because it is our focus to keep our students on task. Our students are in school for a total of 4 hours and 20 minutes per day, counting their passing periods and our morning break. Because we traditionally do not have homework, it is imperative that we maximize the amount of class time that students have on task. And so we cannot have distractions such as electronics. Bathroom passes. Along the same lines, because we want to keep our students in classes and maximize the amount of time in which they are actually engaged in learning, we have tried to reduce the amount of unnecessary trips to the restroom. So every student receives a bathroom pass with their name on it in their first period class at the beginning of each week. When a student asks to use the restroom, they must present their pass to their teacher, who will tear off one corner of the pass. You must also leave your phone with your teacher. This is done because we have developed a problem in the past where many students use their bathroom pass to get out of class so that they can text their friends or make phone calls. And that is not an appropriate use of the bathroom pass. This policy of using the passes allows the students to use the restroom 4 times a week during class time. This is intended for emergency use of the restroom. Students are responsible for having their own pass with them. You cannot use the restroom during the first 10 or last 10 minutes of a period. The bathrooms are not open during passing periods. On the following Monday, students who have not used their passes at all get to enter their pass into a drawing for a gift card. Flag salute and announcements. Every day, the entire school meets in the courtyard between first and second periods. At this time, we salute the flag and hear announcements. It is also at this time that we conduct the drawing for the students who have not used their bathroom passes from the week before.